Welcome, I'm Michael Bickert. Thanks for joining me today as we explore concepts with the objective of improving your management skills and growing your business. If you don't already have a notepad and a pen handy, I would encourage you to grab one right now. Pause the video, grab that so you can make a commitment to yourself to jot down something that you will implement in your business today. I want you to have some kind of action item each and every day. All right, let's get started. How do you prepare for your day? What kind of ritual do you go through in preparing for your day? Now, we all have habits and little disciplines that we partake in, and little rituals perhaps is another way to describe them. But I wonder what it is that you do to prepare for your day to increase your odds of having a successful day. Think about it. Pause the video right now and give some thought to it. What things do you do? You see, whether you are intentionally and very much by design engaging in some sort of discipline, some sort of ritual to improve your day, or you're just going through the motions and reactively allowing your day to happen to you, you are preparing in some way. You maybe that's stretching the definition of preparing. You may not be proactively preparing, but it is preparing you for something. You know, they say a failure to plan is a plan to fail. And I want you to consider how you start your day. We readily accept, little axioms like you are what you eat. Well, I would say to you that you are what you consume mentally as well. This concept of garbage in, garbage out. And so today I want to focus on what it is that you mentally consume for breakfast. Not your physical, caloric sustenance that you have for your body, but what about for your mind? As a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a manager, it's really critical that your mind be in the best place, that you be mentally prepared for your day and at the optimum so that you can have a great day ahead of you. If you had an exam or some sort of certification or some really big presentation or meeting that you had to do today, you would prepare for that. And so often your day is maybe mundane and it's filled with the same old, and you go into it reactively. You just have, you go into your day and whatever happens, happens. Of course, if you did have something big planned for today, you would prepare for it. So why would you kid yourself into believing that you can have a successful day without any kind of preparation? I would encourage you to go into each and every day with the right mental state. You have the right emotional state. You want to make sure that you have fertile soil, so to speak, in your mind so that you're prepared to take on whatever challenges come. At minimum, you want to avoid polluting your mind and putting in things that would otherwise detract from what could be a successful day. So I've often asked my team to avoid watching the news or reading the newspaper in the morning. I think it's a really bad habit, and it's something that so many people do. Ask yourself, is this something that you are doing? And if so, you may push back on me and say, well, no, it's important to me, and I enjoy doing that as part of the day. I understand that the news can be entertaining and informative, perhaps. I think it's not what it once was, and I would encourage you to consider what sort of effect it's having on your day. Are you finding that it's improving your day, or do you think it's benign and it's not having an impact one way or another? I think that's naive. In fact, it's probably detrimental to your day. What sells in the media is bad news, and so much of what dominates the content that you're exposed to, if you're reading the newspaper or watching a daily morning news program, is probably a bunch of negativity. And there's so much in the world that you can focus on that's negative. I would really encourage you to not do that at all. One of the primary reasons that I started doing these videos is to try to provide something for my listeners, for my viewers, to do first thing in the morning. Like I start the thing saying, do you have a notepad handy? Jot down a note that you can implement something, an action item in your business today. That's where you want to start your day, with something inspirational, some ideas, something that is not controversial, something that is not going to really put you in a negative frame of mind and make you want to commiserate with other people. So ask yourself, what do you do with the information that you consume in the morning? If you hear some bad news, do you find yourself sharing that with other people? Instead, why not share great news? Why not share ideas and creativity and things that will grow your business? Garbage in, garbage out. What are you putting into your body? What are you putting into your mind? If you can readily accept that it's important to eat good foods to try to sustain your body, you have to, I think, at minimum, understand that the analogy of consuming good content for your mind also has a real impact on your emotional and mental health. Those of you who work with a team and have maybe a large base of employees and people that you communicate with and stakeholders day in and day out, and that's most of you, should understand that whatever frame of mind you're in is going to impact those people that you interact with. There's this chain reaction that sort of occurs regardless of whether something is good or bad. You've heard people talk about that person has an infectious laugh, and you've also heard that some negativity can be contagious. And think about what you're doing in your business. Are you setting things up from the beginning of the day, each day, and setting the example for your team by consuming good content? Challenge yourself and others on your team to begin the day with something stimulating, something that's going to be inspirational or cause you to think. Have you ever been cut off in traffic on the way to work, or something happens, maybe you spilled coffee on your tie, I'm not sure, something that just sort of got on your nerves early in the day, and then looked back later at the chain reaction that occurred, that maybe when the first person that encountered you that day smiled and said good morning, you barked back or said something like, what's good about it, or something like that, because you were in a bad frame of mind from the person who cut you off in traffic, and and then what happens next? You are often ignorant to the unseen, those things so you move on, and that person who had a negative reaction from you maybe thinks it's something in their work performance. Like, the boss doesn't like me, I said good morning, and he barked at me. And so that person is no longer in at least as good a state of mind as they were, and maybe the next customer they interact with is not given the standard of service or friendliness that you'd like, and it just goes on from there. Are you spreading cheer in your day? Because that's where real creativity and production and wealth is created, from a good place, from a place where you're in a positive frame of mind and you're ready to sort of take on the world. When you're in a negative state of mind, you can't perform at the same level, and I think it's really incumbent upon you, or beneficial to you at minimum, to think about what are you putting into your mind at the beginning of the day. And even though it may not be something as severe as getting cut off in traffic, or somebody who, does something to you that's really annoying, or you stub your toe, I'm not sure what things can sort of set you off on the wrong path. What I'm saying is you have some control over what you choose to consume, and the newspaper, mainstream media, those types of things. In this day and age, you have a choice. You have so many choices. So make a choice to begin your day with something that's very positive, something that's challenging, something that makes you think, let me go forward. What can I do today to improve? And that's what this video is all about. That's what we're doing here as a community. That's why I want you to share these concepts with your team. And if you've never given thought to this concept and you've been starting your day with the newspaper, I would really give it a 30-day challenge. Try for 30 days that you are no longer going to read the newspaper, you're not going to watch the morning news, and instead you're going to watch videos like these, or you're going to read some philosophy, maybe you're going to read the Bible, you're going to do some sort of meditation, some prayer, something else. Take that time that you've already habitually been spending on consuming other information. It might be even some sort of social media that you are consuming, and I would encourage you to avoid that as well. Instead, choose some very deliberate sources of information that are going to be inspiring. There are so many great books out there. There are so many sources of information that can really drive you to find new ideas, be inspirational and creative and that kind of thing. So take a 30-day challenge and change what you do with that. It might only be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, the things that you're consuming while you're eating breakfast. Make a conscious choice to change that, and then at the end of the 30 days, evaluate and see, did this make a positive change in your life? Now, to measure this, I think you might have to sort of rate your mood on a scale of, I don't know, 1 to 10 or something like that. What is your state of mind? And if you finish your breakfast, I don't even know if you eat breakfast, but you know what I'm saying. At the beginning of the day, sort of rate yourself as, how's my frame of mind? And then start consuming better content. Something, don't just go about your day. I'm not saying just merely eliminate, although if you just merely eliminated those sources of news that are so often negative, I think you would be in a better place. But if you displace that with some positive information, then rate it and see where you go from there. Especially if you take my advice, and whether it's this video or content from so many great creators out there and great sources of information, people from many generations gone by who wrote great books, or as I say, something like the Bible or something like that. And then you implement some act of kindness, some act of creativity. You've taken down an action item and you implement that. Now start rating how you feel. And then at the end of 30 days, take a look at it. Are you on a positive trajectory? Do you have a better frame of mind to start the day? And what impact, you can only imagine, what impact is that having on those around you? And what impact might this have over time on your business? I don't think you're going to notice a huge difference in, say, sales, revenues, and profitability in 30 days by doing this. Again, it's like fitness or nutrition. One of these lifestyle choice changes that you make that will have immeasurable impact over time. This has a compound effect. Garbage in, garbage out. What you are what you eat, and you are mentally what you consume. I really want you to think about that today. That's where I want to leave it. Leave a comment and let me know whether you agree with this. Do you have some sort of morning ritual that you would recommend others in this community consider to take on for the day? We need to learn from one another. Perpetual refinement.